Good afternoon and good morning. I hope you are well. We are now on the mid-week edition of Wake Up Call. We are on Wednesday, the 24th of July, and what a day we've got planned for you. It is all a great big Christmas and members event week this week at Crafters Companion, and we have got some phenomenal launches. We've had some over the last couple of days, and we've got some more that are building and building and building up until the end of the week / even into the weekend that I'm going to be a part of as well. But let's bring you right back to today on this Wednesday, and let's have a look to see what we've got planned for you guys here on Crafters TV. Kickstarting, as you are watching right now, with myself, and that is Wake Up Call with Craig. We're going to introduce Joe in a moment or two, but Joe's going to be joined by the boss herself. She's back with another incredible launch that we're going to be having a look at just shortly on Wake Up Call, and that is all about our edible Christmas sentiments. Wait till you see these ones. If you loved yesterday's launch, wait until you see what these are like. This is 3 o'clock here in the UK, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time. And then with it being Wednesday's staple show of the day, of course, is Creative Cravens. Now, the Robinson, she's been in quite a mischievous mood of late. To be fair, I think we all have. I blame the weather. Certainly me, I'm not used to it being this hot, certainly not here in the UK. I'm telling you, UK hot and abroad hot are two different things. Telling you, I don't care what anyone says, they're two different things. But Creative Cravens with Debbie and Joe, that's 7 o'clock here in the UK, 2 p.m. Eastern Time or 11 a.m. Pacific Time. Now, I have got 3 picks for today, so that's 3 demos, including we are now week 3 of our Christmas planner. So far, we've got our planner all nicely decorated on the front. We are now going to decorate the inside, ready for next Wednesday, where we'll do the finishing touches, which is all of the planning insert bits. But before that, we are going to finish off the inside part, so we're ready to do that last bit next week. But as I say, I've got picks from later on today, launch day, and of course Creative Cravens. But we are going to be kickstarting it off with the Joe that is going over something that is running in parallel with our Club Inspire Christmas Members a Week, aren't we, Joe?
Oh, absolutely. It is your chance to get yourself up on Sarah's nice list, the coveted nice list. You're going to be joining Beth, Joe, Pamela, Teresa, Jeanette, Karen, June. 3 more names will be going on here today, which is really exciting because not only do you get your name up on there, you're also going to win £75 or dollars worth of incredible crafting prizes, which is awesome. It's really simple to get involved with this. All you need to do is leave us a comment, whether you do that over on Facebook, Crafters TV, or Crafters Companion across on YouTube. It's completely up to you. The more times you comment, the more chances you've got of getting yourself up onto Sarah's coveted nice list. Remember also double points as well across everything in show and across the entire website as well as part of our Christmas Club Inspire members event, and it runs all the way up until the end of Sunday with a very, very special wrap up event. So you want to make sure you stay tuned all week, and Craig of course will keep you right with a little sneaky previews. Talking of sneaky previews, that's exactly what he's got now.
I do indeed. How about a brand new launch? Do you want it? Tick. Do you want 15% off? Tick. Do you want to buy 5 and get 1 free? Tick. Do you want an even more exclusive to Crafters TV? Tick. We've got that planned for you with Sarah and Joe, and this is all about our brand new Christmas Large Words Edgeable Die Collection. 6 elements, 6 dies. Now, today's price, where it works out as 15% off, £64.95 or $74.75. Ace. Brilliant. Amazing. Platinum. If you are platinum, like many of you are, that comes all the way down to £51.96 or $59.80. Now, what I want to point out, when it comes to this set here, we've got Happy Holidays. Happy Holidays is an exclusive here in the UK to us at Crafters Companion. It has been seen for you guys stateside on HSN, so if you've not got it from HSN, the only other way that you will be able to get it is through us and Crafters TV and Crafters Companion. So I am going to come in, I'm going to point, and we're going to be showing you just later, but it's this one here. So you guys stateside may have seen it on HSN. If you have, great. If you haven't, then the only other place that you're going to be able to get it, certainly here in the UK, is via us. So it works out that, you know, you're paying for 5 and then you're going to be getting 1 free, but the platinum price, £51.96 or £59. $39.80. That's going to be the first demo we are going to be doing. We're going to be showing you lots and lots of different ways. I'm saying we, the royal we, Sarah and Joe, later on in the day, which is coming up at 3 o'clock here in the UK, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time. That's my first pick, and that is going to be my first demo. That's launch day. Now what we're waiting to do is we're waiting to have a look as to what's coming up in Creative Cravens. I've picked these ones out because this one and then the next one we're going to show in a minute are from last year, and then we're even going to show you something that is from beyond last year that you've maybe not seen if you're relatively new to us. But these ones, this is your Interchangeable Create a Card Christmas collection. 20 elements in total. Today's price works out half price. Half price it works out at. Now these ones here are £49 or $65. It also works out that you buy two, you get two free within the bundle.
You buy two?
You get two free.
Ooh.
When you get two free, actually there's a number of dies within each set, which I'll explain with you in a moment. But platinum price, that comes down even more. That comes down to £39.20 or $52. If you're familiar with our past all-occasion interchangeable sentiment dies, it's the same concept, but these ones you've got a big background. You can cherry pick what sentiment you want to put. So each frame has a choice of 3 different sentiments that you can pop in the middle. Debbie will be showing you them at the end of the day on Creative Cravens, but this is also going to be one of my demos coming up on Wake Up Call. So the Interchangeable Create a Card collection, where you've got 20 elements / 20 dies, works out as half price that everyone's going to be paying, £49 or $65. But if you are platinum, it comes down even more to £39.20 or $52 if you are in the club. So that's going to be a really nice collection to have, nice to be using on the background, but then maybe you want to go smaller, subtler, cuddlier and cuter. The next one is certainly going to be the one that you want to go for. This is our Christmas peekaboo. What are they, Joe? Peekaboo! Stamp and die collection with the window arches, not just one, but 2 window arches. Works out you're getting 46 elements in total, which is a combination of stamps and dies. Now, when it comes to today's price, you're going to be saving over 35% on today's price. £23.97 or $32.85. Once again, platinum. Everything I'm away to show you, you're going to be getting platinum price £19.80 or $26.28. These are simply phenomenal. They're phenomenal. You use the arches and they can be peeking over the edges, but with the stamp on the background, you can have it so that you see the back of them instead. It's really, really well done. Use the arches, or I'm going to show you some finished samples that you can be using them in completely different ways. That is another one of my pick, which is coming up on Creative Cravens at the end of the day with Joe. So whether you want to go big, bold in background, whether you want to go really small and cute and cuddly, you can do. But then maybe you want to go all detailed. Maybe you want to be crisp, clean, simple. You love your embossing folders. Now, if you're relatively new to us over the last couple of months, maybe the last 12 months, maybe the last 16 months, you'll have maybe not seen some of what I'm going to show you right now. Couple of these embossing folders. Now, I'm going to come round to the side and point out these ones are from last year that you've maybe not already got a chance to get a hold of. Great, perfect opportunity. But then what we're going to do is we are bringing in some of these other embossing folders that are back from beyond last year. So really, really good if you are new to us. Maybe you've been with us for years, but maybe you've not had the opportunity to get your hands on them. Maybe that you didn't reach out into the realm of embossing, but now as of late you've loved the effect that embossing gives you. Not just 2D, but there's 3D as well. So these are all going to work within your Gemini Junior or your Gemini MIDI, but they will of course go in with your larger Gemini as well. Nice set to do your very quick and simple cards. Techniques that you can be doing like your letter pressing, which is exactly what I'm going to be doing in the very first demo, but it is going to be a nice selection of different styles. Whether you're cutting in with your sentiments coming up in launch day, whether you're going to do background, interchangeable sentiment, peekaboo or embossing, which is then coming up on Creative Cravens. Lastly, that I've just gone over, Creative Cravens with Debbie and Joe, 7 o'clock here in the UK, 2 p.m. Eastern Time or 11 a.m. Pacific Time. We have got something that's going to cater for all different types of crafts that you love to do, whether it's die cutting, whether it's embossing, whether you want to have a little play with the concepts, with the peekaboos. It's going to be such a fun and very interactive day. I've got a funny feeling, Joe.
Absolutely is. So many people clambering to get themselves up on Sarah's nice list. It is your opportunity. All you need to do is get in a comment over on Facebook or, of course, across on YouTube. Loads of people joining us today. Craig June says, hi, everyone. Another gorgeous sunny day in Norfolk. Oh, lovely. Rhonda's in from Texas. Debbie's in New Jersey. Diana is in I always struggle. Diana, I must apologise. Diana is in Indiana. It's not easy to say. Georgianne is here, as always, bright and early in Clearwater, Florida. Polly's in from Brownstown, Florida as well. And Madonna's in from Washington, D.C. Debbie's here as well from New Jersey. Who else we got? Evangeline's in Guam and Deborah's in New York. Everyone's up bright and early this morning and bushy-tailed across in the US, Craig. I think everyone must be excited for this brand new launch that we've got coming up at 3 today.
I'm not surprised, and that's exactly what we're going to be looking at right now. Now, look what I've got in my hands that you can see, stacked full of ideas and inspirations. Now, these ones here are all about the edge. It's all about your Christmas sentiment. Now, these are phenomenal when it comes to the detail, but you'll be able to see straight away from my hand, it's not just cards that I've got here. Now, let's show you the main concept. Now, we say edgeable. Now, you sometimes instantly think it's edgeable on the side, which yes, they can be, but think about your top fold. These are going to be used mostly by the top fold of your card. Now, what you're going to get is you've got part of your sentiment that cuts out into that incredible fine detail. When it comes to Christmas sentiments, these are some of the most finest detailed die cuts I personally have ever seen. But then the bottom part cuts into your card. So if I'm not sure if we can see it on this bit because we have kind of covered it up. Yeah, you're not seeing it there. But all of this die cuts from the back layer.
Amazing.
You'll see it when it comes to my first demo just shortly. Happy Holidays. This is actually the one I'm going to demo first. Happy Holidays, when it comes to the set, you guys stateside may have seen it on HSN. The only other way to get it from here in the UK and after HSN is here at Crafters TV. That is the exclusive one to us. So whether you're going to go with the Happy Holidays, maybe you want to then start to incorporate them in different ways. Doesn't have to be on the edge of the card. Look at that, Joe.
That's beautiful,
Isn't it beautiful? On to gold satin cardstock. You don't need to do much, but you can cut it out as a whole sentiment if you want. Look at this one here. Now, who's done this? Margot has done this one here. If you love your glitz, your glamour, your glitter, look at this. Look at the lengths that you can go to. This has got acetate on the back, creating a frame, bringing in all of your snowflakes if you so wish. But your stepper cards as well. So over the top fold of your card, you can see how you can start to incorporate them that way. A little bit of paper piecing like I'm going to do as well. Here's another one with the Happy Holidays. You can see. And with these ones, Joe, what you're going to find is you're not going to go overboard within the detail. You can if you want, but this is where you're going to let the sentiment do the shouting. It's giving you the focal point, it's giving you the detail, it's giving you the look, the design of your card, but it's giving you the sentiment as well. But you might want to come in with some pattern paper. So maybe you want to incorporate some glitter, maybe some of your glistening snowflake collection cardstock and paper. You can. And here's another one here going all out that we can see. Also another one from Margot. You can tell she loves all of these detailed cards. Look at that one there.
It's absolutely gorgeous, isn't it?
So seeing how you can then extend it with your acetate as well.
I love those stars.
Really nice, aren't they? Really nice. Now, whether you're using your plain acetate, maybe you want to use your snowflake acetate that came with the Nature Garden Gnome collection, then of course you can. Maybe you want to use something that's coming up, I don't know, in launch day on Saturday with myself and Ben on Hunky Dory. You'd be able to use that as well. But then what about doing a double domed card? Isn't it gorgeous? Inks, doing your aqua pens, your sparkle pens. But then because you're able to cut in, you can then create your boxes as well. Merry Christmas. And how clean and organic does this one look into the craft card and a little bit of the vintage Christmas papers. That would look equally lovely with a certain Sarah signature launch that's coming up at the end of the week. And then what about another box too? So whether you want to put pattern paper at the back, maybe you want to do acetate at the back, but all about keeping it clean and simple. You don't need to go overboard, George. George? Where did George come from?
George?
Joe?
I don't know.
I have no idea where George. I can't even think where that.
I think
word
you
came
were obviously
from.
very discombobulated by what Alex. Who's Alex? Who's Alex? We don't even
have an Alex here.
What Adam just said, which was, I mean, get ready for the ooze. It was, you'd be crackers to miss these, is what he said.
He did.
That's what he said.
That's what he said. Oh, well,
Because they're Christmas. You don't need to explain it, Adam. We get it. We get it.
Well, we'll have a look and see how these are used. Let's go for it, Alex. Let's do that.
Someone was just asking who's in the gallery today. Jennifer was asking. I don't know by the sounds of it, Jennifer.
I don't know. It's all changed last minute. Let's do a big shout out. Good afternoon, Georgina.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Good afternoon, everyone.
There we go. And you're ready for this. The most uplifting voice you're ever going to hear. Good afternoon, Lord Adam.
All right.
That's the best you're going to get.
I'd love to see how YouTube captions that, if anyone is watching on YouTube.
It'll just be this audio is unreadable. Or
something inaudible in Liverpudlian is what it would have said underneath.
Right, let's have a look at this one here. And we're going to be using the Happy Holidays. Now you are going to get these dies that are simply exquisite. Now what happens is all of the detail all the way round and then this top half cuts out and cuts away. This detail in the middle cuts into your card, but there's no outside cutting edge. So therefore what's going to happen, this is going to stay within your card. Now what I suggest is please don't use a card blank that's already got a score line just yet. If you have a score line, what will happen is when you come and cut it, you're going to be left with that score line already across. So start with a piece of card that's unscored. I've taken a piece of our gold satin. Now it's 6 1/4 by 8 inches. And what I've done is I have put a tiny little score line at the halfway point. So I'm not sure we can quite see it where my fingers, there we can just see it where my fingers are there. Tiny little score line at each bit, that lets me know it's the halfway point. And then what the dies do as well, also right where my fingernail is right there, you'll be able to see that we have got the camera's going rogue all on it. So
Adam's
there we
control.
go. Actually, there's a perfect way to see where the point is on this die here. You've got 2 corner points, or the left and the right hand side where my finger is. So what we're going to do is these 2 points here, we're going to match up into the 2 little notches that I've done at the side. And what we're going to do is we're going to secure that with our low tack tape. So we're going to bring it in and we're going to tape it to secure it. Then what I'm going to do is it's 6 1/4. So this size is just going to go through my Gemini Junior and no more. Now I'm going to do same plate configurations and I'm going to make sure I have got it lined up absolutely precisely, just because 6 1/4. Any wrong movement, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to snag it against my Junior. So let's take, power cords come out. So let's run that one through. Definitely need the power cord for your Junior. Although, you would be able to do it with the Gemini MIDI and it would be no problem at all. Of course, go big and go large using your large Gemini or your original Gemini.
It's always so tidy when you're in, Craig.
I'm not. I should say you should see my craft room just now with the launches, with wake up call, everything we've got coming up. Funny enough, actually, I do, Georgina. This morning, I've got Hunky Dory all over my craft room, so it is all go at the moment. But when it comes to crafting here, I do like to have it nice and neat and tidy. Now, what we're going to do here is I'm going to pop these little bits out. And then what we're also going to do is let's go in with our scoreboard. And then we're going to finish off these little score lines that I've already done. So I'm going to come in there and I'm going to come up to that first die cut piece. I'm going to come up to the edge to that first die cut piece. Let's then pop that out and then that out. I'm going to fold that over at the score line and then look at that. As it is, as a standalone, that has got all the detail in the gold mirror and it looks simply exquisite. Keep it like that if you want to. You know it's going to be very quick, very simple, and that's what Christmas cards are all about. The effectiveness, but keeping them simplistic. But we don't want to do that, do we? So we're going to do two things here. I'm going to bring in my tape runners. Now this is where, on showing you through the demos, the back is where the top part comes from. So can you see it's cut there? Now, you'll have seen there, it still stands, no problem at all. I want to reinforce that slightly so that I've got somewhere to write. So what I'm going to do here is let's go in with my dotty tape pen. And what I'm going to do here is, now I'm going to be careful because I don't want to bend my sentiment, but I do want to go in with my dots and I'm going to add some of my dotty detail, Joe. We're going to do this on this side. And then what I'm going to do on the opposite side to make it sturdy and so that I can do some paper piecing, I'm going to pop some acetate on this side here.
Awesome. Lots of people loving these. Lots of people chatting away with us as well. Remember, every time you comment, another opportunity to get yourself on Sarah's nice list. Debbie says she watches every day, 3 times a day. Well, it's such a pleasure to have you with us. She says, I just love watching CCTV. It makes me feel so happy every time I watch. It makes me feel so happy every time I'm here, Debbie, so I totally get that. Another Debbie says, so excited to see products this morning. Already have my cart started. Start your carts. And may the best woman win. Jennifer says, this is my favourite launch today. Debbie is saying as well, I see that big Christmas stocking sitting to the side. Oh yes, it is absolutely full of crackers and baubles with amazing prizes attached to them. Remember, we'll be putting another name up there today, and it could be your name as well. Gilmore's loving the peekaboos. Sherry's just got a delivery yesterday that contained faux snow, brush lettering sentiments, gnome paper pads, Christmas foil paper pads, Dreamies lights, and a sleigh kit. What an absolute score. What an absolute score. It sounds like a real haul, doesn't it, Craig?
Oh, it does indeed. Gosh. I don't know what's happening with all our words today, but they
I
are
don't know what's going on, Craig.
Jumping out our heads, that's for sure.
I exercise before work, and it's never a good idea, I think, is the problem.
Well, I can't blame that, that's for sure. I don't do exercise.
None at all. Mind you, I haven't for years, so I don't know why I'm surprised.
I like to go for walks and that, but I don't go to the gym or that.
Oh no, can't go to the gym.
Can't be bothered with that. Now look at this card here. Remember I showed you some mirror card yesterday that's coming up at the weekend? Some brand new Christmas adorable scoreable coming up at the weekend.
Ooh, when at the weekend might we find that?
It may be on Saturday. It may be 3 o'clock here in the UK, maybe 10 a.m. Eastern time or 7 a.m. Pacific time. Just maybe. Who knows? You'll have to wait and see.
That's when it's going to be.
That's when it's going to be. So what I've done is I've taken a little slither, just enough to cover that holidays at the bottom. And what that's going to do is that's going to enable me to take the word holiday out. And where I've popped the acetate underneath, that gives me a platform for me to pop my paper piecing in.
Nice.
So we can come in now, and it goes to show that you don't have to use all of the die in the way that's intended. So I'm going to carefully take this one out so I can see there is the D. So I definitely need that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop these bits out here. Let's pop all these out. Now I'm just going to go and pop all these bits, and then I know the bits that I'm going to use, for instance, the words. So once we come in here, I've got all these little bits now.
Good that they all pop out in one, isn't it, as well? Because I know a lot of time the fonts sometimes lend themselves to be paper piecing. Sometimes they come out in several bits, don't they? Like the D there, you could see it came out in one piece, which was awesome.
Yeah.
So paper piecing, brilliant.
It's really, really good in that way. It's nice when you get them that's going to pop out really simple. And what I'm doing now, although that I've got acetate, 9 times out of 10, we don't use tacky glue onto acetate because it's not a non-porous surface. There's nothing for the glue to soak into, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't work on acetate.
Okay.
It just means that you need to give it a bit longer for it to actually set. So still, if you want to come and do your paper piecing onto acetate, you can still use your tacky glue, but you just need to keep in mind that you need to leave it a bit longer to dry than you would if it was onto cardstock.
Awesome. Maria says, oh my word, so many fabulous collections. How are we supposed to pick? Well, I don't think you are meant to pick, just meant to get it all. Stephanie says, the Winter Wishes one is absolutely beautiful. Linda says, I need these. Mary saying, one of the greatest things I like about CC products, so many possibilities. That's a really good point actually, isn't it, Craig? Because, you know, products are designed by crafters for crafters, so you'll know if there's any way we can engineer them to allow you to get a new concept or a different design or do an added technique with them, we absolutely will. I have thought of that and built it into our products. Suzette says, wow, these are some extravagant cards. I'm loving these concepts. Pam says, give them both a cuppa. They obviously haven't had enough before the show. Do you know what, actually, Pam? You're onto a point there. So, you know, normally I have 2 of Christina's super strength coffees, don't I, before Wake Up Call, Craig? I normally have one before the show and then one for the show. But yesterday I was a bit giddy, Craig. So I thought, I'm on a 1 coffee day today. And I think that can be the only thing that's changed. Maybe that's why we can't talk today. Possibly that could be the issue that's going on. I personally, at the moment, I've been certainly on Wake Up Call, staying away from the cups of tea, simply because it's been absolutely roasting outside. So I've been sticking with my juice. So that's what I've been trying to be good at and drinking a lot more than cups of tea. That doesn't mean that I don't love my tea, because we all know that I do. It's been warm, Craig, in the day. Like, I mean, it was really hot, wasn't it, when we were in on Saturday? It's 24 today, but it's not getting any cooler at night is the problem. It's like so hot at night at the moment, isn't it, in the UK? The weather we're having is absolutely incredible. It really is. But problem is with British people, like, we love to whinge about the weather. We do. When it's too hot, we whinge. When it's too wet, we whinge. When it's too cold, we whinge. It's like our go-to. And if you ever go to the hairdressers, first conversation starter, oh, hasn't it been warm? Or hasn't it been cold? Or hasn't it rained a lot? Oh, wasn't it blowing or gale? Yes, like, it's all we can talk about in the UK. So you'll have to forgive us. You are spot on. You are absolutely spot on. And then the other hairdresser conversations, go anywhere nice on your holidays? Well, no, we can't really go anywhere. No. But so that's been one that's been redundant, isn't it, for a little while now? Yeah. Yeah, that's one conversation starter that we've not been able to have, eh? Yeah. Who cut your hair last time? They did a terrible job. They always say that, don't they? Every time. Well, no, see, I've got the same person that's cut my hair for over 20 years. Yeah, I do now. I've managed to find a regular barber again, Craig. Makes all the difference, doesn't it? Yeah, well, it does. Well, I've still got Jackie, who's cut my hair for 20 odd years back home, and I always plan it so that she cuts my hair when I go home for a visit. Still like her doing it. This is the best. Yeah, once you've found a hairdresser or a barber that you like, it's hard, isn't it? Mine moved away last year, Craig, and it was heartbreaking. Oh, it's horrible when that happens. But look at that. So we have got Happy Holidays. So we've done some, it's got Bambi. Now, let's pop that up. Now, always remember we're on a glass mat, so a nice slippery surface. But if I pop that at the back so you can see. So we've got Happy Holidays, we've paper pieced the holidays and the little deer. What I've also done is I've taken a strip from our 12 by 12 patterned mirror card and added a little bit of ribbon. But the one that I'd done last night, the only difference was I added some red gems around some of the little swirls and the sentiment there. Squirrels. So exactly the same, but the only difference is I added some gems just to finish off just nicely. Nice. But that is a relatively quick and simple. You don't need to do the paper piecing if you don't want to, but even then, it's really simple. But boy, when you give these cards, when the people receive these cards, they're going to think that you've spent hours
on these, and that's what you want the recipient to think at Christmas time. You want them to think that, but they need to be quick and simple as well. These coming up on launch day with Sarah and Joe, 3 o'clock here in the UK, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time, are going to do just that job. And do you know what? You might not know this, but Christmas comes every single year. So they'll work next year and the year after and the year, and that's a guarantee that you'll be able to use them with stuff that we bring out next year and the year after, Joe.
Yeah, they do, and we see things return year after year. You know, they're always relevant, especially when they're as classic as these are. The font style is very classic, so I think it's not something that is trendy or, you know, modern. It's not something that's going to be out of fashion next year. I think that's why you guys have absolutely loved them. Peg's asking, has Adam ever... Oh, gosh, really can't say his name. I've called him Ed now. Has Adam ever said hi on camera? Our compliments might soften him. Have you ever been on camera, Adam? Doing what? Oh, he's been on Wake Up Call. There you go. A few months back. Debbie Wilson says, such a beautiful die, giving so much beautiful detail. Terry saying they're spectacular. Can't wait to get mine. This is a question for you, Craig, I think. In what year was the Gemini cutting machine introduced? I'm not sure on that one.
Oh, gosh.
I want to say about 8 years ago. Would be a guess. Do you know who will know? And you can find out with me tomorrow at 7 p.m. here in the UK. Remind me if I forget, Winnibeth, to ask. Leanne's here for a very special 3-hour cartload tomorrow night. Yeah. If Leanne doesn't know, then no one will know. She will absolutely know. Deborah Stone says, I love the Edgeable, so much visual. Bang for the buck. Everyone who receives them is super impressed. I love that. I think that's a great thing, isn't there? There's a lot of pressure maybe sometimes at Christmas, Craig, because you have so many cards to make. So if you've got something that's going to make them quickly and easily for you, that's going to be awesome. Christina says, absolutely love the Edgeable, so detailed. Sandy says, can't wait for the new Hunky Dory show. Do you want to give us a little bit of titillation, Craig, about what maybe we can expect from that Hunky Dory show?
Okay, so what I'll do, breaking news right now. We have got Hunky Dory's Christmas 2021 blockbuster. That is coming with their Crafting with Hunky Dory Christmas 2021 magazine. And we've also got 2 other collections, not part of the blockbuster. There are separate collections that they are going to be available as well. So their main blockbuster, which consists of 4 collections, that's going to be on Saturday, and then we've got another 2 collections as well. And what we've managed to do, because I think sometimes you think it's always a give, it's always a guarantee, and that's buy the show, and it's not. We've managed to do a buy the show as well coming up on Saturday. Mirror card, adorable scoreable.
Merry Christmas.
We've got little books, we've got acetate, we have got so much more that's coming up on Saturday with Hunky Dory Christmas launch 2021.
Oh, that's going to be so exciting. Mary Lynch is loving the show, looking forward to the post during the week. Loads to arrive. Cerise says, nice collection of dies, love all the embellishments around the words. Sharon says, OMG, I want everything. I may have to overrule my bank manager. He says no. Yeah, I mean, Christmas only comes once a year. Who's our... Rachel is our social media superstar. She's got juice in her purple bottle as well, Craig. I want to tell you about something else that is on the show. We're coming up a little later today. It is the craft binder. Now, these are absolutely awesome from Tiffany. Tired of digging through boxes, bins, drawers and totes? Then this really is the product for you. It is our hero tool, which is amazing. Now, let me open this up for you. Now, we talk about using these in a paper crafting sense, but I know Bernie filled one of these the other day with sewing items, and they worked equally as well in that capacity. What you've got in here is a really awesome tote. It does have a shoulder strap in here that you can see I've got at the moment. Really lovely elasticated, deep gusseted pockets in here in the bottom. Room to keep all your pens and pencils in here. The other great thing about it is as well, it's a ring binder. So anything that fits over a 3-ring binder is going to fit in here. But what you're then going to get is all the pockets that you need to fit all of your different scraps into here. So this one is a really lovely 12x12 style pocket. So especially maybe when your 12x12 pads are coming to an end, you don't want to keep the pad, but you've got a few pages. Pop them in here, it's going to keep them nice and safe for you. Then you've got all different sizes. That's another 12x12 one there. This one here is excellent because you can see here, this one's got lots of different smaller pockets. Talking about things like Hunky Dory, Craig, you know when you've used most of the toppers in the carrier sheet, brilliant way to store them in here like this. And then you've got lots of different pockets with all different size compartments on them, even down to really tiny little ones here, as you can see. So even if you're doing things like jewellery making, you've got little gems and embellishments that you want to store in here, you're going to be able to do that. It's also a fantastic way as well to store stamps and dies if you want to. Obviously keep them in their packaging, but if you're working on a particular collection, like a signature collection or a Nature's Garden collection, why not have them in here ready to go at all times? And you've got space in here as well where you'll be able to store your finished makes in here too. You can fit 12 by 12s into there as well. They are awesome. It's beautiful quality, exactly as you'd expect from Totally Tiffany, and it's just fantastic. Now, if you're using the scrap rack system, you can take elements of your scrap rack and they will go into here. You know how the scrap rack has the Velcro ring binders? This ring binder is also Velcro, so you'll be able to take that out, pop that onto your scrap rack, or bring elements from your scrap. Not elephants. Don't put elephants in your scrap rack. I know it takes a lot of weight, but not that much. You'll be able to take elements from your scrap rack and attach them into here. Imagine keeping elephants in your scrap rack. Maybe an elephant-themed card collection would fit in your scrap rack, not an actual elephant. That's the black option. There's 2 other colours available for you as well. You can go for the purple, which does look more purple than it does there in that picture. It's quite blue there. There is a turquoise as well for you, which is this one just here. $49.99, $59.49. It will be your hero tool in tonight's Creative Craving show, which is excellent. Lots of you still chatting away. Remember, we're going to be putting another name up onto Sarah's nice list, and I'll be pulling out either a cracker or it might be a bauble. You never know. You'll have to tune in. Well, you'll have to wait until the end of the show. And one of you lucky lot will go up onto Sarah's nice list. Right, what's next, Craig?
Right, let's have a look at our third part of our planner. Let's just have a very quick few questions. Julianne is saying, what size of envelopes would we need for these cards? That was referring to our launch day products. Now, it would obviously depend on the size of the card that you're going to be using. So what I've just done there is would fit in. So it would fit in a 6.5 by 6.5 envelope. Now, I know to buy them, you don't get 6.5s, but you can make them on your Ultimate Pro. What I would tend to do is I would go to a square envelope. So for instance, this one, I would go straight to a 7 by 7 envelope and it's going to fit it just perfectly. Pamela is saying you're super psyched for Hunky Dory. Are we going to get a sneak peek? I've been doing some on Instagram. I'll do some on Facebook as well. And last one for now, I did see there was another question there. Paula on Facebook saying, is there another way to use those dies other than horizontal? Now you can do it, turn them on the side, but what to do is go back and have a look at the few samples I showed at the start, plus Sarah and Joe coming up on launch day. They'll show you lots more, so you can cut in, you can do your boxes, the edgeables, do little bits of fussy cutting, and you can use them in different ways. That's the great thing about them. So that's going to be on launch day. But just now, what we're going to do is we're going to take a break from launch day and Creative Cravings. And as I say, let's go into week 3 of 4 of our Christmas planner. Anyone that's relatively new and joining us, have missed any of these starting points, what to do is go back and have a look at Wake Up Call last Wednesday and the Wednesday before, where we have done step by step, got us into this point here. So now what we're away to do is we're away to decorate the 2 inside parts, we're away to do the pages and decorate them. Then next week, being the final week, this is when we're going to put all the planner aspects into place into the planner. So what we're going to do is, because I've decorated it using our tartan or our plaid 12 by 12 paper from the Gnome collection, what I've done is I've carried on that theme. So what we're going to do here is, again, to carry on as well the colour of our planner, what I'm going to do is these inside parts here, we want to cover them up. Now, I still like to have my white matting layer, so I've got my white little layer on the outside. So front and then back. These both have been cut to 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. So I've layered these ones up with my tape. So this is going to be our base platform, basically, for the left and the right. But what it enables us to do is for us to come in and pop little pockets on as well. And that's exactly what we're going to do in a moment. So we can line this one up. And it's all about stabilising your planner, Joe. You want to make sure that it's going to be really robust. Certainly if it's something that you're going to be using year after year. And part of the reason I explained last week why on the front of mine I didn't put Christmas Planner 2021 is because when I come to use it next year, I don't want to have 2021 on it.
No.
Because we'll be in 2022. But that is entirely up to yourself. If you want to put a year on it, you can. So now that I've stabilised my inside and outside, Christmas Red Centura Pearl 310 GSM, we want to do little pockets for each side. So what I'm going to do is I've taken some of the green pearl, also from the Gnome collection. I've cut this one to 4 inches by 4 3/4. I've also taken a piece of the pattern plaid to 3 3/4 by 4 1/4 inches. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to layer these up, but I've also taken a piece of our white smooth stamping card and I've cut strips, and these are 1/4 inch and they're long enough to cover left to right of my pockets.
Okey-doke.
So the width is actually 1/4 inch. So I'm going to make sure my top is at the top. I'll explain that in a second. So what I'm going to do here, instead of having a matting layer all the way round, I'm going to push my pattern paper right to the very top of the card. So I only have a matting layer left, right and bottom. I'm then going to come in with my little strip. For this one, I'm going to use my tacky glue. So if we do this one here, so let's go in with my glue. You of course can use any tape that you wish. I'm going to put it across the top. This is going to create that kind of little faux seam along the top. So we're going to press that one into place. So again, that's 1/4 inch, but it's long enough to fill that full banner top. And then we're going to come in and we're going to trim this off here and this off here. And we're going to do that twice. So we've got 2. Now you'll have noticed on the top part where I've got my white banner, there's no adhesive. I've only got red liner tape left, right and bottom. And that's because when we take this off, this is actually going to be additional pockets for the inside of our planner. So there's the top opening there. So let's go. I'm going to come most of the way down and press that into place here. I'm going to do the same on the opposite side here. So kind of getting it in the same place. This now means come next week, what I can do is I can then, let's see if I've got a piece of card that is big enough. So let's pretend this is going to be a checklist or something like this. This is going to be enabling us to put our little lists in these bits here. So that is why we have created that top opening bit there. So that is the left and the right. Now what we need to do is we need our insert pages. So also using our Christmas Red Centura Pearl, and I've cut it to exactly 5 by 7. Now we need 8 of them because 2 are going to go back to back there, 2 back to back, 2 back to back, 2 back to back, so that's 8. So I've got 2 of them here, and what I've done is I've gone round the edges with my double-sided tape, and then at one side I've gone in with my red liner tape. This is where it's going to go into our spine here. So I'm going to tuck that right up to the edge, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to press my spine into place. Now what we're then doing is, of course, we've got all this adhesive, so we've taken our next one, and all 8 of these layers I've popped adhesive in the exact same place. And it doesn't matter that you're sticking adhesive to adhesive. If anything, that's going to make it really, really robust. So what we can then do this time is pop it into the right-hand side of the spine. And then if you find it easier turning it around, doing it this way, then by all means do that, because what we can then do is make sure that we are lined up against this outside edge. So I'm going to do edge to edge line up, and because we've got them cut exactly to 5 by 7, that's then going to match up right against my spine, and we have got page number 1.
Devon is asking, is there a tip to stop the red liner carrier from sticking to you? Great
If you
question.
have got an anti-static bag or a little bit of corn flour or something like that, that will work an absolute treat. So basically anything that you would use for your embossing powder, that's going to work really, really well. The other way is to make sure that you burnish it down really, really strongly. Give it a good burnish, and then that's going to adhere, and that's going to take away quite a bit of the static, if not all of it. So give that a shot. So what I'm doing now is I'm repeating these steps. So what I'll do is once I've done this one, I'll have another 2 to do. So I think what I'll do is I'll do that after the show, if I don't have time, because we've still got a couple of pockets that I want to pop into place. So I'm going to do the same here, keeping in mind all 8 of these layers are 5 by 7. So let's carefully, so that's the thing with the double-sided tape, can we get it before, there we go. I'm going to line it up at the bottom to make it easier. We're going to go up and we're going to press. So what we can then do is if we press that, I'm going to trim that little bit of waste there. So there is now our 2 pages done. So as I say, Joe, what you would then do is do exactly the same for your 2 spines at the back, which I've got here, but I'll do that after the show, because something similar to this, what we want to do is we want to pop these onto our pages.
Okay.
So I'm going to come in with green again, plaid again, and another strip. So the strip is 1/4 inch thick. My green card is 4 3/4 by 5 1/2. My pattern is 4 1/2 by 5 1/4. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do exactly the same as, oh, no, I've missed a bit there, getting ahead of myself. What I need to do is, because I want to cut these at a bit of an angle, so looking at it from head on, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come down, I'm just measuring myself, I'm going to come down 2 inches. So if I put a little pencil mark or a pen mark at the 2 inch mark, so we can see it here, I'm going to then cut at an angle. So I'm going to go from the top point down to this 2 inch mark, which gives me a slant. And then what I'm going to do is if I come in here, that is then going to mat and layer there, but I want to do a little panel strip as well. So let me just get it lined up the way that I wanted it to. So once again, I'm going to do a little notch with my pen mark.
Deborah wants to know what's the difference between the red liner tape and the clear tape, Craig.
So the red liner tape is ultra sticky. So if you don't like using tacky glue or wet glue, then your red liner tape, that is going to be the best tape to use. So it's a lot more stickier than your tape runner or your double-sided tape. So now what we've got, similar to this inside panel, what I have then done, cut it at a slant. So I've popped my pattern paper right to the top, and then what I've done is I've got a matting layer at the top, at the bottom, at the left, and at the right. So what I'm going to do for this one, I'm just going to repeat. So from top to bottom, it is 5 1/4. From left to right, it's 4 1/2. And then if anyone's wanting to know this measurement here, because I've come down 2 inches, that's then given us our slant there. So what we can then do is mat and layer this one on here. So let's come in here. We're going to pop that one into place there. And what our little white banner does, Joe, is it carries on that white all the way through, but it also gives you that kind of breathing space that maybe you've not got your matting layer quite straight. Maybe you've got a little bit of a shabby end. Then what it does is it then covers any of those little harsh lines that you may potentially have. So we can then pop that one on there. And then what we can do is snip this one off. So snip off.
Marnie just saying how much she's loving this. Susan as well, loving the colours too. Marnie said she'd never give something like this a go, Craig, but you've made it look so doable.
Ah, thank you. I appreciate that. And that was the whole concept that me and Erin talked about before we started this, was to do it in stages to make it doable. So that's the one that we've just done here. So let me bring in a couple to show you here. This is it finished. The only difference is I've put red liner tape left, right, and the bottom. So that's going to create a pocket. What you also want to do, following the exact same steps, but cut 2 inches off the left-hand side, you want to do a mirror image. And there's a reason for that, because if we then come in with this one, Joe, and what I will do is I will do this one page, and then the rest of them, following exactly what I'm doing here, I'll do them after the show, ready for next week. So if I pop this one in here, and I'm going to create a bit of a matting layer all the way round. Now once again, that is then, come next week, gives me the ability to pop something in the pocket. Now what we could have done is if I brought one exactly the same, if I were to pop it that way, just on the eye, it doesn't look as pleasing with it facing inwards.
Yeah.
So this is why we do it in the opposite direction, and it just looks that little bit better. So we're going to take this one off here, here, and here. That one, once again, can go into there. And then exactly the same steps for page number 2. We do page number 3, page number 4, and that will be us now ready for us to then finish off next week by doing shopping list, present lists, food lists, receipt lists, anything like that. You will then be able to use your planner and then finish off with any additional little bits of embellishments or that you want to do. So that is the third stage of our Christmas planner. Next Wednesday is going to be the final stage where we're going to pull it all together and we will have a workable, usable Christmas planner for this festive season.
How awesome. Remember, you can go back and watch those details and instructions back anytime you like. Debbie, lots of you chatting away. Cheryl says, get your coffee, Ginjo. I have. Don't worry, I'm caffeinated now. Susan, really looking forward to a Leanne Cartlow tomorrow. Winnebeth as well says, never realised how much CC community meant to me until I wasn't able to watch for 2 days. I've really missed the chatter, the demos, and talking with my crafty friends. So glad I found CCTV, and thank you for all you do. We're glad that you found us as well. Good to have you back, Winnebeth. Right, I want to give you an opportunity to check out your basket. So whilst you do that, let me share with you all the details on how to watch and also Club Inspire.
Hi, I'm Sarah from Crafters TV, and I'm here to show you how you can get the best deals and shop while you watch during our shows. The best way to watch us is always on Crafters TV. So head over to our homepage and go to Crafters TV Home, where you can see all of our shows, plus exclusive offers, and even shop while you watch. Now, if you want to get involved and comment along, you can head on over to our community pages. Come say hello, ask us some questions and chat along live with us. Or you can watch us on YouTube. Simply head to our Crafters Companion YouTube channel. Got a smart TV? You can even airplay our shows direct onto your big screen or stream us live through YouTube. We're constantly adding new and exciting shows to our schedule, so don't forget to check in. It's never been easy to have us in your living room. It's always fun here at Crafters TV, so come join us as we create every day. Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Susan says, wow, Leanne Cartlow tomorrow. I am very, very excited. Monica saying how great that planner is. Will says, I just had a delivery from Yodel. My tote bag and craft tools came, loving them all. The bag is amazing. I'm so glad you like it, Will. Lorna says, I think mine will be a Christmas recipe book instead of a planner. I don't have much to plan. Oh, planning to make some delicious food sounds like a plan to me, Lorna Jane. Devaney says, we talked about that one. Emily saying the very detailed instructions, so thank you. Who else was asking here a moment ago? Marion saying, where can I find the start of the tutorial for the planner? It was in the past 2 previous Wednesday wake-up calls. So you'll be able to go back to the website and find that, as you can, of course, with all of our Crafters TV shows, which is awesome. Sarah says, I've watched every Wednesday, but didn't think I needed this planner. Now I'm seeing it come together. I need this planner. Well, it's handy. You're going to be able to go back and watch that back at any point. Mary says, Craig explains so well and does not rush, means I keep up to speed with him. Any other questions or comments, get them in. Remember, we're putting someone's name up on Sarah's Nice List in the next 30 minutes or so. And if you want to be in an opportunity with winning that, then you need to, of course, just get us a comment in across on Facebook or YouTube. My sack's feeling, my stocking's feeling a little bit empty now, Craig. We're definitely getting towards the end of the... We're not towards the end. I mean, we've still got loads to go. But it was brimming, wasn't it, when we first started? There's still, I can feel at least... I've got at least a few more baubles and lots of crackers in here still. So there's still lots of opportunities, 15 opportunities to get yourself up on Sarah's Nice List. Right, what's next, Craig?
Right, we're going to have a look at Creative Craving. I want to actually just pick up on what Sarah said here a minute ago, saying she's watched every Wednesday, didn't think she needed this planner, but seeing it now come together, I need this planner. Now, when me and Erin discussed it, Erin wanted me to present a finished planner right at the start to give you an idea of what to make. I didn't want that for the simple reason, as like you, a crafter, I knew that if I'd done that, then by week 2, by week 3, I'd change my mind. I would think of something else to do. I would think of something better to do, something even more intricate to use, or maybe a different paper. So I managed to twist her arm because, you know, she oversees what we're doing as well. Although I have such a big input in the show, I managed to get my way and say, look, as a crafter, it's going to be best. I have a finished vision in my head, but if we do it week by week, it means I can then change little bits, maybe for the better, to then maybe have you create it at home, maybe use it as a recipe book instead of a planner. So that's the reason I don't actually have a finished one, because I was reluctant to have one so I could change it myself. So it's nice to see that, Sarah, I initially didn't think that you would need one, but you've seen it come together. And of course, change the colours if you want. It's entirely up to yourself, or just change the planner completely. It can be whatever. So I am really looking forward, because I know what I've got planned for the remaining part next week, and we'll see it all come together. But that's next week. What we're going to do is we're going to come right back today, where it's with Wednesday, it means it's Creative Cravings. So Debbie's going to be back, Debbie Robinson, and we right now are going to be having a look at our Interchangeable Create a Card collection. These ones where you're going to be getting 20 elements in total. Now when it comes to these ones, today's price works out at half price. £49 here in the UK, or $65. So there's your saving on the screen there, £50.96 here in the UK, or $66.96. But then if you're platinum, that comes down all the way to £39.20, or $52. Now, everything that I am using, if I'm not referring to it, of course, crafterscompanion.co.uk, here in the UK.com for you guys stateside, and .eu for all of you across Central Europe. Always go across there, have a look. Anything that may be out of stock or that, we not as we as in a company, but we as the world are getting better at getting out of stocks a lot quicker because the world is opening up. So if there is anything that's out of stock that you see me using, do keep your eyes on it because it won't be long before they come back. So here, this is all about our interchangeable sentiment. Now what these are, this one is your Christmas tree here. Now this sentiment within the middle, you can change that. So that could either be Merry Christmas, it could be Happy Holidays, or it could be Season's Greetings. That's entirely up to you. So that is your Christmas tree. Then we're going to have a look at the holly. This is the one that I'm going to be demoing with. So you have got your holly, you've got Deck the Halls, or you could have Jolly Holly Days, or you could have 'Tis the Season. But the other thing as well, all of these, you have an outside die. So that means this decorative part cuts into your card. So if you want to go large, you absolutely can do, or use that outside die to cut away. But then what we've also got is Let It Snow. So we literally have Let It Snow, we have got Believe in the Magic, and we've got Winter Wishes. All interchangeable. This one has got loads of little snowflakes that die cut out that you can keep and use. And then we've got another gorgeous one here. This one is all about the star. This is one that can be used, depending on what colours you use, as an occasion not for Christmas. If you want to change it, because don't forget, you don't even need to use the sentiment. Maybe use a topper from Sarah's Signature, Hunky Dory, anything like that you can be doing. But what we've got within these ones here, if we've got Peace on Earth, we've also got Joy to the World and Star of Wonder. So that is that one there. So as it is, price-wise, it works out as half price. It does, in another way, work out as you're buying 2 sets, you get 2 free. But either way, when it comes to platinum at £39.20 or $52, you are getting a lot of metal for your money when it comes to this Create a Card collection. So you can make cards as simply as they're titled, Create a Card, cut straight into your cardstock, and you can see how lovely it can look. But then what we've got is Peace on Earth.
Oh, that's beautiful, isn't it?
Isn't it really nice?
I love how you just wouldn't know that they're interchangeable.
No, you wouldn't.
They all look like they've been designed as one solid die, don't they?
Exactly, yeah, one solid die. You would think that you have potentially bought completely lots and lots of different ways in which you can use them if you change the sentiments. But these last 3 here, these are all with a Christmas tree. So this one is using Merry Christmas, this one is using Happy Holidays, and then this one is using Season's Greetings, but also put into a concept card. So that gives you the idea of how they're interchangeable, but it also gives you the idea how you can use them in different ways. So with that being said, this is what I made last night. Now we're going to do something similar, but instead of being in a box lid, we're going to show you how you can pop it into an actual card front. So what we're going to do to start with is I'm going to come in with some, I'm so sorry, Adorable Scoreable, launching on Saturday. I've cut this to 5.5 inches by 5.5 inches, and I've used a piece, this is like a matte gold colour, and 5.25 by 5.25 inches. So this one, Joe, I'm going to go in with the holly frame. So I'm going to cut this in. I'm not using the outside die. I've already cut my cardstock to size. And at the moment, I'm not going to pop my sentiment in because I'm going to show you another way in which you can use them.
Awesome. Loads of people still chatting away with us. Alia, who was a new viewer, joined us yesterday. It's a very cool planner. That would make a beautiful gift. I'm always looking for ideas for my children's teachers. I think it's a great way. She says, I'm really appreciating this hidden gem called Crafters Companion. My friend has turned me into an addict. Well, you're in good company. There's lots of Crafters Companion addicts here. Susan says, thank you, Craig, for demoing this creative card. I have this and I'm inspired now to use it. And also Kathy saying that they ordered their interchangeables last night. Love the idea of the changeable sentiments, but in such beautiful fonts. And Judy says, CC just keeps getting better and better. So many great products and inspirational ideas. I think, Craig, I mean, the previous Christmas releases were amazing. And I remember last year we were blown away by them. But this year it does just seem to have gone up another level, doesn't it?
It does. It really does. You know, I think I I'm going to say as well, with everything that's gone on in the world, you know, when staff haven't been able to come into the office or that, I'm not going to say it gives more or free time at home, but the ones that were working at home, I think it must push the imagination beyond by what else can be done. And I think if we can take any positive into what's come out of this, certainly the last year, is going to be the fact of it's allowed the product development team, you know, maybe in their home comforts, they're nice and relaxed. It's enabling them to think of all these different ways, these different concepts and different styles that can be used, and really has enabled you guys at home to get some of the most incredible dies or stamps or collections that we've ever been able to bring to you at Crafters Companion.
Yeah, absolutely. And anyone that is new to us or is a newer viewer, it's Leanne, of course, that heads up the product development team. She is the head of product development. She's going to be here with me for 3 hours tomorrow evening in the UK. So UK time, 7 p.m, 2 p.m. for East Coasters, 11 a.m. for West Coasters. So any sort of questions you've got, it's good to get an insight occasionally, isn't it, from her, Craig? She doesn't join us all that often.
No.
So if you are around tomorrow evening, make sure you join us. Cartload is also where you find the biggest deals of the week, generally. So it's going to be a really fun show. And it's actually, there's so much stuff on the show, Craig. We've extended it by an hour as well. It's going to be a 3-hour show, that one. So you'll definitely want to make sure you're grabbing festive bargains with us tomorrow for that.
You do indeed, that's for sure. You know, that's going to be phenomenal, having that extra time with Leanne, making the most of while she's here. Now, what I'm doing here is this sentiment, this would cut into my card. Now, I want to lift this one up. So what I have done is I've taken one of my stitched edge nesting circles, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this around my sentiment. So what this enables it to do is create a separate element. So we can then run this one through our Gemini, and while we're doing that, what we can then do is if I bring in this red layer that I've done, now I've still got a little bits in there, but I don't have time to pop them out. So let's bring in our foam pads. Let's just use some big ones. And what I want to do is I want to lift this up against my red layer. So I'm going to pop my adhesive in the middle. And then when we stick this one down, you're going to have that kind of free floating element to it. Let's just take that bit off there and there. And with this one, there is kind of like a right way to do it. You've got a little bow that's die cut into the base. So let's pop that one on there. Let's remove these bits. So if I take these ones out, what we can then do is pop all these little bits out, remove our sentiment. So we're then left with "'Tis the Season," which could, of course, be one of the other two that you've got. And what it also does is it creates that separate bit, so it's now separate with a lovely ring border all the way round. And what I've already done is using another one of the nesting dies, what I've done is I've created a back to it. So let's bring in my tacky glue for this one. And as I say, what I've done is I created a 6x6 box. So for the lid and the base, I cut my cardstock to 8 inches by 8 inches. And then on the box side of the scoreboard, I scored at 1 inch all the way around. That then creates a 6x6 box. But doing the same design, I thought I'll show you how you can pop it onto a card blank instead within Wake Up Call. So then that just shows you a different way. So let's bring it in here. So what I've also done on the back, I've put some red liner tape. So what I've got is some snowfall acetate from our gnome collection. So that is 5.5 inches by 7 inches. So 5.5 by 7 inches. And I've scored at 1/2 inch at each side. So we're going to go back in with our sentiment, and we're going to pop this so it's lifted once again. And as I always say, Joe, you don't have to lift them up on pads. You might want to keep it all flat, but you can do. But let's take this bit off here. We're then going to tuck this fold over into there. What we can do is turn it around. We can tuck that over let's just line that up against the bottom, tuck that one over. And because my acetate has been measured to slightly bigger than the card, that creates
it's gorgeous, Craig.
an acetate dome. So that could, of course, go on the front of a box, or what we can do to finish off, I've taken some of our 12 by 12 patterned mirror card.
Oh, good luck if you, congratulations even if you got your hands on that. It did sell out yesterday, Craig, that one.
Did it?
Oh, yes, it was snapped up in the blink of an eye, wasn't it?
Gosh, well, if you did get it, well done. So the pattern I've cut to 7 by 7. The red I've cut to 7 1/4 by 7 1/4. And then that gold is 7.5 inches by 7.5 inches. And my card blank is 8 by 8. And what I'm going to do is, because we've got a lot of layers, although our tape runner would work an absolute treat, you just know what I'm like. I do like my double-sided tape. So I'm going to pop this one in, and then this is going to be the end of this card. So let's pop our tape off there. Let's feed that one off. And also, if you were very, very lucky to get our great big Christmas sentiments, and you managed to get the little embellishments that come with it, what I'm going to do, let's turn that the right way, and to add more drama to it, instead of popping these on the inside of the sentiment like I've done there, what I'm going to do is, because we've got the dome, I'm going to position it in sort of the same place as the box, but I'm going to do it on the acetate there. So let's pop that one, let's pop that one there, and that is our card. Now, I would make a big box for that to go in, or you might want to take away the acetate dome, so it's going to be flatter. But that is an 8 by 8 card, simply made into an 8 by 8 card. But that, of course, just using that back platform, that could be a 6 by 6 card. You don't have to go big, but it's very, very easy to go from a 6 by 6 into an 8 by 8 if you want to go larger. And that's how you would do it, using a background cardstock.
Absolutely awesome, Craig. A lot of people loving that. Rachel says, I have the star from this collection. I love how it looks when it's finished. James is saying they didn't know these were interchangeable. Deborah says, I was just going to pick a few things for crafting, but a whole new world opens up watching the demonstrators. I'm getting the lot. Wendy Wright says, as I've only just started paper crafting, this is my first Christmas. I'm so excited to use all the beautiful stamps, dies and embossing folders that I've bought so far this week. Thank you, Crafter's Companion. Ali is saying, I love that your products are so versatile. My creativity is on overload this week. And this is only day 3 as well of our week-long Christmas Club Inspire members event. It is, of course, going to end on Sunday. So you've still got plenty of time to stock up on double points across everything in show and across our website too. And of course, remember, not long now, less than 20 minutes until one more of you guys is going to be going up onto Sarah's Nice List, and we'll be giving away another prize worth at least £75 or dollars, which is fantastic. Remember, all you need to do to get yourself entered and have the chance of getting on Sarah's Nice List is get social with us. Crafters TV over on Facebook, Crafters Companion across on YouTube. Make sure you comment there, and our social media superstar, Rachel, will be picking out one of you lucky lot in the next sort of 15 minutes or so. Christmas embossing folders. If these were candles, we'd be calling these returning favourites, wouldn't we, Craig?
We are indeed. So whether it's returning favourites from last year, with 2 of them specifically, or some from even before, if you are new to us and you may have not seen them, but this is our Christmas embossing folder, 6-piece collection, where we've got a range of 5 by 7, 6 by 6, and even a lovely little 2-inch border one as well. So you can see there, so we've got our Gemini embossing folder 6-piece, £18 here in the UK, $27 for you guys stateside. Now when it comes to these ones here, it does work out as you're saving 45%. But there is a but, and that's a good but. If you're platinum, that comes down even more. That comes down to £14.40 or $21.60, and that is an incredible price when it comes to that one there. These are so sought after that this is the only finished sample that I've got, and this is Deck the Halls. So you can be doing your inking if you want to as well. So a couple of these are 3D embossing folder, including the one that I'm going to be using right now, Joe. And that one is our rustic wreath, which is a 6x6. It's 3D, and what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of letterpress technique.
Awesome. And again, these, I know some of you will own these already because they were so popular when we had them before. It's great to see them back because they were so popular. I love as well how traditional, especially the font ones are, Craig. I think they'll work them well. They're working well with lots of other things that we've launched since these were launched. Susan says, I used to only do homemade cards every other year. Since I discovered CC, I've been making them every year now. I think that's amazing. I can't wait to see all the things that you guys start coming up with from, of course, all of these amazing Christmas products. And remember, there's a launch day, every single day throughout our Christmas event. So make sure you are checking back to see what fabulous things are being launched. Of course, tomorrow, embossing folders with Jan tomorrow during launch day. They are beautiful. They are embossing folders with corresponding stencils, which are just beautiful.
They're really good. I know you're going to love seeing them. Now what I've done here is I've taken a piece of white pearl card. Now this is actually from Sarah's Glistening Snowflake collection from last year. And on this side, what I've done, using my green topaz water reactive, I've gone over the side where the detail is actually embossed. So the detail is actually into the folder, and I've coated the top layer. What I've also done is I've tried to be quite rough, so I'm not concerned if there's swirls or any little harsh lines or that, because it will actually add to the effect. So I pop my clean card on the clean side of the folder. I'm going to press it over, and I'm going to make sure that I don't move the cardstock underneath. It's 3D, so base cut and plate, magnetic shim, and then top plastic shim. So what we're going to do, my plug keeps popping out, so let's run that one through. Do you know what I think it's caught? There we go, that's it. I think it was caught behind the desk there. So this then coats the cardstock with your ink, but what it doesn't do is where you've got the raised detail on the opposite side, that still pushes through, but you're ending up with a crisp, clean, white, 3D, I was about to say triple, it's more than triple emboss when it comes to the card. And that's why I wanted all that kind of rough sort of look on the background. I didn't want it to be smooth. So you've got that incredible look from the embossing folder. It's water reactive, so it'll just wash off warm soapy water or a baby wipe if, obviously I know more and more of us are trying to use them less. Some inks might stay in your folder, but don't worry about it. It's not going to affect any future embossing in the future. So what we can then do is let's add our adhesive. So I'm going to use my dotty tape runner all the way around. We're going to go in. And I've taken another piece of that gorgeous red that's launching on Saturday, and I've created a little bit of a matting layer all the way around. And then I've taken a piece of the silver pearl that was in Sarah's Snowflake collection. And this one, I wanted to raise it up again to really add dimension. And even with this one, Joe, what you've got is you've got embossed little berries. Now, if you want to come in with your pen, sparkle pen, maybe your gems, you'll be able to use that and really add little accents to them. Keep it as very simple or as detailed as you want.
Is there a way to then ink the raised bit, asked Jamesy? I'm guessing in a different colour, Craig.
So the ink, the raised bit, so what you would then do is you would ink the raised side, but what that will do is that will push the ink into the deboss.
Okay.
So instead of having the emboss on the front, it's going to be the deboss side that you're going to have, and that'll have pushed the ink into it.
Okay.
So you've got it that way. Now, if you wanted to, very carefully, if you took another colour of an ink pad, very gently, keeping it very straight, roll over the top, that'll pick up some of the detail. But the opposite way is, of course, just by inking the deboss side. Remember the stamps yesterday I said that I'll be using time and time again from our interlace dies? I've popped that one.
Gosh, so busy on that interlace launch. That's quite hard to say, isn't it?
It is
Interlace
very
launch
hard to
yesterday. Make sure if you didn't see it, you do go back and check it out. They were incredible, weren't they, Craig?
Very hard to see. Even I had trouble seeing it as well. Hey, look at that. Very, very simple. Didn't take very, very long at all. The only difference with the one I've already done was I used a pearl within the middle and 4 little pearls all the way around. But that is what we've done using the 6x6 embossing folder. All of them will go through the Junior. All of them will also go through the Gemini MIDI as well. 2D, 3D, lots of techniques. Keep it very simple if you want, or add some ink as well. It can completely change the look of your folders.
Awesome. Did you want to get ready for that demo with the show vote, Craig?
Let's do it.
Pam Montenegro saying, I do use my embossing folders, but I haven't tried inking with them first. I will try that. Marion would like to know if you could also use quick dry ink pads for that technique, Craig.
You can, because it's obviously a non-porous surface. The only thing is you will stain the folders.
Okay.
And what you will do is you'll not get a nice smooth, because it's not sticky, but on a plastic surface, if you try and wipe the actual ink over the top, it's going to jar. But you can use it, you're just going to be left with a stained embossing folder.
Okie doke. Right then, card of the show. And 10 minutes until one of you lucky lot is going up on Sarah's nice list as well. So make sure you stick around. I don't know how you're going to pick today. So these are 3 really great projects, Craig.
Oh, thank you very much, Joe. So number 1, we using our brand new launch coming up next with Sarah and yourself. So that is with our Christmas Edgeable. So happy holidays. Number 1. Then number 2 was our Interchangeable Sentiment there, so that's number 2. And then number 3 is what we just done a moment ago, using our 3D embossing folders. So 1, 2, or 3.
1, 2, or 3. You choose. Crafters TV over on Facebook, Crafters Companion across on YouTube. So make sure you get your votes in. Details there along the bottom of your screen. Yes, also only now, 8.5 minutes till we get that name up on Sarah's Nice List. Get any questions or comments in for your final chance to be in luck with getting your name up there. Remember, so much else coming up today as well, which no doubt Craig will remind you about before the end of the show. But I know I've only got about 8 minutes, Craig. Do you think we've got time to squeeze something else in?
We'll be able to squeeze a part bit of this one here. And would you believe the bits that I need aren't there, but we'll just need to bear with, and we'll just need to use something else. So right here, these ones here, these are our Peekaboo Stamp and Die collection. These are fun. Really, really fun. So what you've got is the Peekaboo Stamp and Die collection, including the arch windows, 46 elements in total. So today's price, $23.97 or $32.85, but platinum, that comes all the way down to £19.18 or $26.28. Just to say as well, with everything, you're going to be getting double points because it's Club Inspire Christmas members event. What we're going to do with this one is let's bring in a card blank. So I've gone for a little Diddy card blank, 5x5. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the robin. Now just want to make it clear, the robin, you don't get the Christmas sentiment die, it's jolly that you get. Don't know why we've got this one on here, but it's jolly you get. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use it because I need it for spacing. And what we'll also get is this die here that matches the front of the robin and also the back of the robin.
Awesome.
So what we can do is let's bring in our arches, 2 shapes. So I'm going to go for this curved arch. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop it onto my card blank. Let's bring in our low tack tape. And what this does is this creates a die cut edge all the way around that ends at the left and the right. So I'm then going to bring in the outline of my robin. I'm going to bring in my Christmas sentiment that we can see here, and see that's why it's not the right one because it doesn't fit. So let's see if the Mary from the reindeer works. Let's see, there we go, that's going to work better. So if we pop that there and there, what happens is these are all spaced so that you can then die cut it. So if I pop this one through, now I'm going to do this bit and then I'm going to speed through the next bit. So let's place this one. Remember, these are going to be coming up in Creative Craven, so Debbie will be showing you these later on in the show. So we're going to do plastic, magnetic, top plate. So we're going to run that one through. Let me get my acrylic block. Let's go in with ink so we can quickly show you this bit. And this is the fun bit because this makes your popper or your peekaboo do exactly that. It peeks out. Now, taking that one off, you will just need to snip the edge there, and let's also snip there. So once again, do want to point out that with the robin, you do get jolly. So what we can do now is let's bring in our robin. So we can pop him or her there. Now, the front of the robin matches this stamp. So if I overlay that and press, we've got a robin peekabooing out. And then what I'll do is, before I show you the finished sample, let's bring in the back of the robin. Let's stamp this one out. We're going to do exactly the same. Match that around the die cut. So we now have the front and the back of the robin.
Awesome, isn't it?
Peeking out. You've got all these different sentiments. So I've gone and used "'Tis the Season," and that's because 'tis the season to be jolly. So all I've done is added pattern paper on the back there and coloured in the robin that you can see there. So all the different sentiments work in conjunction with the sentiment die that you get within each set. With the robin, it's jolly that you get. Colour them in lots of different ways, keeping it simple as well, but so much fun to have. And there's lots of other different ways, like the top of boxes, that you could be doing.
Absolutely. Demo of the show, number 2, Craig, the interchangeable dies, was the demo of the show. No surprises there, I don't think. What an awesome, awesome creation that was. Right, the time has come for us to get another name up on Sarah's nice list now. What do we? I think we're going to have a cracker today because I've had a lot of baubles so far this week. So let me have a good old rummage in my stocking. And it is going to be prize number 10. Now, ooh, this is the one that's got the Butterfly Wishes abstract die in here, as well as a load of other awesome goodies. Remember, you'll receive at least £75 or dollars worth of goodies. Right. The winner. Craig's poised with his pen. The winner is Amelia Sirocco. Amelia Sirocco, congratulations. You are up on Sarah's nice list. Amazing.
Awesome. Right, let's go for it. So we are number 8. So let's go in. So let's go E. So what did you say, Joe?
Amelia Sirocco.
So SOROKO. And that was
number 10, Craig.
Facebook and number 10.
How amazing. Still though, 2 opportunities today, Craig, to get up on that nice list. So all is not lost, and another 3 opportunities every single day, right the way and through until the end of the event. And of course, Craig, everyone will get double points, which is always lovely, isn't it?
It really, really is. So what we need you to do is email prizes@crafterscompanion.com. Just send in your details as well so we can make sure that that prize comes all its way to you. Right. Here we go, that is me again. You know something, it's been a very weird week because I've only been in for Wake Up Call this week, but it's been lovely. It means I've been able to get all crafty to show you what you can be doing with all of your different craftiness. But that is not the end now. We are only just beginning, as that famous song is. So we've got coming up next is launch day. That's of course going to be with Sarah and Joe. That is all about those Christmas sentiment edible dies. These are phenomenal. You guys have already been loving them like you have been within your comments. I'm actually pointing to the comments in case you wondered what I was doing there. So that is then coming up next. 3 o'clock here in the UK, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time. Then Wednesday, Debbie Robinson's going to be back with Joe, where she's going to be having a look at all these different things I've been showing you as well, which were my picks of the show, and so much more. Some of her demos, as always, are so cool. You are going to love them if you've not already seen little teasers on social media. So that being tonight here in the UK, 7 o'clock here in the UK, 2 p.m. Eastern Time or 11 a.m. Pacific Time. I'm going to be back tomorrow where we're going to do Wake Up Call all over again. I've already had a little bit of a look as to what we're going to be doing tomorrow. We've got some really fun creative cards that you're going to be doing tomorrow. But then also coming up within Crafters TV, Jan's going to be here, and then with it being Thursday, it's going to be Leanne and that epic cartload too. Then I'm going to be back with you all Friday. Joe, thank you so much for coming and joining me once again.
Pleasure as always.
You.
I'll see you tomorrow.
You will see me tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. And we're going to get crafty. See you then. Bye.
Bye.